Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. It's early morning. I'll give you a look around and we'll go look at what we're doing today. Probably another 30 minutes before the sun comes over the mountain over there to the east. Nice and calm this morning. A little dust in the air, as you can see by the mountains off in the distance. Getting close to about half the moon over there. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's about 32 degrees, 0 Celsius right now. Feels a little colder. At least the wind's not blowing. So that road that I'm making, that little road that I can drive forward up the road, pull forward and then back up. The road I'm gonna be using a lot of that material on is to build right through here. It's gonna come around this little ridge right here where you see all this rock. And it'll come up right through here. Come around this rock you see in here. And then right in here, I'm gonna build a pad for that tank building. That's the high point of this ridge. Should give me a good bit of water pressure. About 100-foot elevation difference. We'll see when we put the pipe in and put a gauge on it, where it's sitting exactly. There'll be some loss through friction and turns and all that stuff goes into play, but yeah, I think it's going to be pretty easy to do once I get that road in, though. It'll save me a lot of time not having to back up so far. Let's walk down there a little bit. So this is where I stopped with the fill material. I had to drag it back here too with the excavator to get it this far right here. That was just the rock that was already here. I just pushed some of the bigger rocks out of the way to make the road years back. I guess about 9 years ago now. And this is coming along nicely. I'll fill this in today. This little hole where those big rocks right there came out of, if you caught that video. I'll put one more right in the middle. Right here I'm going to put a little steeper descent on the road to access these parking spaces to look out over that nice view. I'm going to keep hauling spoils this morning, get some of that cleaned up so I have room to drag some more out of the bottom of the pond that I broke out the other day. And I'll clean this area up and probably keep pushing that side bank where the parking spots will be out. There's some good sized rocks here. Right by my hand there. Pretty big. Not going anywhere. You definitely know you hit something if you bump it with the car. Let's go down there to the pond real quick. We've got 2 more days to work on this pond expansion I'm doing. Expansion as far as capacity. I took a good little chunk out of this yesterday evening, hauling those spoils out of here. I'm gonna try to get this pile right here. I don't know, it's probably 20 feet across and 20 feet that way and 7 feet tall. It's a good little bit. The pond's looking nice. I sure wish I had that month back that I lost because of the hydraulic pump going out on the excavator. This thing would be looking real nice by now. That's that hole that I'm digging in to hit the gravel bed between the well and the pond. Go ahead and connect that so I have a higher flow rate when the well gets drained down. Well, we got another 4 or 5 feet down to go before I hit that gravel bed, and about 4 feet further that way. So once I get this pile moved out of here, I'll come back in here and drag these spoils that I broke loose yesterday out of the bottom and start hauling that. And I'll probably have time to do one more breakout, and I think that's going to be about as much as I can do this trip because I'm running out of time, unfortunately. Only thing holding me back on finishing this is time. I may get close to that depth that was at. It was 15 foot 6 up to that level plane up there. It's getting there. Yeah, hopefully this will be enough water reserve for a dry spell until I can get back to digging deeper on the pond. I think that 25 feet's the magic number though out here. Well, let me get to hauling some spoils. Well, the day was going pretty smooth. I got 10 loads up there on the road first part of the day, and then had a hydraulic hose bust on me, which I knew was coming. You get about 10 years on a machine, hoses start busting left and right, and hydraulic cylinders start leaking. At least it was a fairly easy one to get to. It was this one here I changed out. I still need to put this little protective sleeve on there. It runs up under there. It comes out right here. So it cost me about 4 hours of downtime, 4.5 hours of downtime, and a little under $200 to have the hose made. And a trip to town. So I'm gonna finish putting that back together, and I'm gonna go up on the road and knock those piles that I have down there on the road. What, baby? Oh, yeah, Papa just fixed it. You can get in there for a little bit while I'm finishing up. Anyway, I'm gonna get up there and knock those other loads down before the day's over. I think that's gonna be it for the day. Tomorrow morning, that's my last day here. I'm gonna get back to the bucket, pull all those spoils out of the bottom, and I'd like to put the jackhammer on there to try to get through that little spot where the trench from the well comes into the pond. I don't know if I'll be able to get it at one pass. It may take 2 passes, but I need to get all these spoils out of the water line. That's my big goal tomorrow. And if I just have to pile them up here and I don't have time to haul them, that's so be it. I'll get it another time. You know, the water line's all the way over to that bank right there is the water line. I'll probably leave this little pile that the trailer's been parking on and maybe put some spoils on the other side of it. That way when the pond's down kind of low, I can still get to this. Well, let me get to finishing this up. Well, I'm up here on the top of the road where I dumped those loads this morning before I had the hydraulic hose bust on me. Yeah, I was making some good progress. It's a shame to lose that much time. Could have had the whole bottom of that pond dug out and into a pile. I'm going to keep pulling this spoils that way where that transition road is, and then those I'm going to put to the side, and those I'm going to pile up on that end. Wants to get in the cab with me. She's gonna slow me down. No, I told you I don't have time. Later, tomorrow.
Papa.
Tomorrow.
Please.
No, tomorrow.
Please.
Tomorrow. Go play. Go play over there by the house.
Papa, can I hold the camera? Can I hold the camera?
No, baby.
Please.
No. Papa needs to get back to work. Come on. I like having them out here, but they definitely slow me down some. wanting them to be out here to get memories, being young, playing out here, have a love for the place, not sell it when I'm dead and gone. It's part of it. It. I'm just gonna back blade it real quick so the trailer don't have any reason to slow down when I'm backing up, make it easier on me. I think that's it for the day, besides the regular maintenance on the excavator, grease, blow out the air filter, all that good stuff. Not perfect, but it's close enough to back the dump trailer in and dump some more loads. Yeah, I still need to bring that up quite a bit right there. I think I'm gonna try to get this big old giant rock and put it right here between these two. Let's see if we can get it out of there. It's gonna tear the road up some, dragging it, but I think it's a good spot for it. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let me back blade this little spot I tore up with that big rock, and I'm done for the day. Yeah, it's slowly taking shape. It's unfortunate I lost that about 5 hours of downtime with that hydraulic hose bust, but still made a little decent progress. Got some spoils out of the pond. Got the little road further along. Yeah, it's going to be a kind of a sweeping edge there. I've almost got it about where it's going to be. Just need to put a little bit more fill in. And then this will transition into that other section. And I'm going to keep going out about level, just slightly coming back this way so the water doesn't run off the end. And then it needs to go out that way a little further for those parking spots. That rock looks good there, I think. It's good and solid. You're going to know you hit something. You hit that thing. Yeah, that's a big old rock. There's a lot of rock. This is all mostly rock, broken up. It'll be here for a long time. Not going to wash out. Yeah, it still needs to go this way a good bit. I was trying to line it up kind of with that road there. These little parking spots will probably bring it out where you see that prickly pear right there, about to there. I'll make a little curve, you know, a little divot around this Yucca Faxoniana. I guess I could put a few spots on this side of it too. I'll leave that there, kind of in the middle of the parking lot. That's a nice view out there. Kids over there making a house with my old scrap stainless I had over there. Let's go down the pond real quick. Yeah, if that hydraulic hose hadn't busted, I'd have had all this in here cleaned out. I might have had some time to get back in here with the jackhammer and try to work into that gravel bed that's over there where the well's at right there. Moved a good bit of these spoils out earlier in the day. I probably got about the same amount that's going to come out of here that I hauled off already. Tomorrow I'm just going to get all these spoils out of here, put the jackhammer on and try to get down to that gravel bed if I can, and then haul dirt until it gets closer to the end of the day, and then I'm just going to try to drag it up out of this deep section. And that's going to be it for equipment work this trip. Well, if you like what I'm doing out here and you want to help speed the process up, there's a few ways to do that in the description of the video. Buy me coffee is probably the easiest. There's also Amazon. Every little bit will get me closer to being out here full time and make this project go a lot faster. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.